Last month, the community came out in full force to show their support to affected farmers from the Fort Laramie tunnel collapse, and today, funds raised from the Grilling for Growers fundraiser were presented. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, it's been a rough summer for farmers along the Gering-Fort Laramie Irrigation District after a tunnel collapse prevented water from reaching growers for nearly 2 months. Fresh Foods hosted Grilling for Growers back on August 8th and served more than 1,000 people that evening as part of the fundraising efforts. When all was said and done, $13,874.75 was raised from burger and brat sales, raffle tickets, and a bake sale, plus a free will donation. Today the check was presented, and Fresh Foods owner Carrie Dishman says it's amazing what a community can do when they all work together for a common cause.
Our first intention was to encourage our farmers, and then the second one, of course, was to raise money to show them that we really do support them. And the community just poured out that night, and it was really exciting.
Well, so far, I checked the balance. We're at about 77 minus this, so this pushes us up pretty high, and we're almost at 100, and I'm sure we're going to far surpass that.
And we have a number of pledges that have been made that are from larger companies, and those just haven't arrived yet, but they will be arriving, so we'll be well over $100,000.
After tireless efforts, the tunnel has been repaired and water is flowing once again, but growers will certainly have lesser yields due to prolonged delays on getting water on their crops. Platte Valley Company's CEO Hod Kosman says they'll be working on a definitive process on how they'll fairly distribute all raised funds to those affected growers in the coming months. Well, construction work continues on the $3.2 million renovation of the Visitor Center at Scottsbluff National Monument, with completion expected sometime around the first of the year. Monument Superintendent Dan Morford told KNEB News that despite a few weather-related setbacks, work is moving along at a good pace.
Right now, we're looking at the end of January. If everything would line up, they might be done a little sooner, but that's when the contract for the construction was set. So we're really hoping that somewhere in there we'll be moving in, getting things squared away. The temporary trailer will go away.
Morford says even with the construction underway, visitor numbers have been very strong throughout the summer. Well, coming up after the break, Bill Boyer will be in with your Thursday evening forecast. He'll be back with that right after this on KNEB.TV News.
Hi, I'm Kevin Wick, Assistant Vice President at Platte Valley Bank with your Mortgage Mythbuster of the Week. Some people think that purchasing a home is more expensive than renting. The truth is, with interest rates so low, there has never been a better time to purchase a home, making your monthly mortgage payment lower than a rent payment. The mortgage lenders at Platte Valley Bank are here to help you find the right programs to fit your needs and your budget. Stop in today. No question is too big or too small.
At TC and More in Scottsbluff, we believe it's the little things that make your house a home. Start with home decor. Brighten up any room in your house with flags, wall decorations, and custom art pieces. Next, brighten up your wardrobe with clothing and accessories like jewelry and purses from the Myra collection. And remember, seniors and military members receive an additional 10% discount. Visit our website, tcandmore.com, and like us on Facebook, TC and More, 1621 Broadway, beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
It's the time of the year again for the Platte Valley Company's Star Student of the Week. Last year, we traveled across the Panhandle and into eastern Wyoming to recognize over 50 students for their achievements in and out of the classroom. Let's revisit what they had to say.
Last fall, Scottsbluff football captains Garrett Nelson, Keegan Reifschneider, and Jeremiah Delzer were nominated for their sportsmanship. In a playoff game, Omaha Roncalli's star quarterback was carted off the field with a nasty injury. 3 Scottsbluff captains decided to go visit the quarterback after the game to offer their support.
He was going into surgery and just wanted to make sure he was okay while he was still in town.
Like Garrett said, we just thought it was the right thing to do to go up there and see him.
It felt really good that we could go there and be supportive and just see how he was doing and making sure that he wasn't hurt and that he was going to be able to be back next year. So
to nominate a deserving K-12 student to be recognized for being a star student, you can find nomination forms online at www.pvbank.com.
Name one other restaurant that makes their barbecue with brown sugar bacon and sauce with Kentucky bourbon that's been aged in charred oak barrels. Charred oak barrels, people. And we have a drive-thru. Arby's, we have the meats.
This is KNEB.TV weather from the Arby's Weather Center. Arby's, we have the meats.
Not a bad looking evening again tonight. Another pleasant night out there. Just going to have a couple of clouds. That's about it. Shower chances maybe by morning. Better chances coming later in the day tomorrow. So we're going to be dealing with clear, quiet, calm conditions tonight. Storms that are going to develop tomorrow. More storms again on Sunday. And temps are really going to trend cooler over the next 7 days. From where we've been. 93 yesterday. We were a little warmer than that today after a morning low of 60. Still just a trace of precip in there for the month, and 1646 for the year. Time to look at Friday night football again. What are we heading for? Well, we're heading for another round of some thunderstorms. Be prepared again for delays. Scattered storms are in our forecast here in the Panhandle and eastern Wyoming. Kickoff temps around 80 will fall into the 70s by the fourth quarter. In your game day forecast, kickoff is at 1:30 Mountain Time. It's a wrong kickoff time. That's last week's kickoff, so ignore that. 1:30 Mountain Time. Scattered storms in Boulder on Saturday, and our Husker game day forecast has a high around 82. Again, going to be dealing with some off and on showers and storms possible in Boulder on Saturday. 79 right now in Laramie. Compare that with 92 in Scottsbluff, 96 in McCook. Look at Goodland there at 97 warm degrees. Ogallala 94, 89 in Kimball, 86 over in Cheyenne, 89 up in Valentine. Winds have been confined to the eastern half of our area, 10 to 20 mile an hour winds at times, back into the 5 to 15 for the rest of us. And so winds have not been much of an issue. Severe weather threat with tornadoes here with Hurricane Dorian out here in the eastern portions of the country. We have no real threat of severe weather in our area today. Now tomorrow we have a marginal risk of severe storms, especially off to our east and then or west, and then east of us for Saturday with the threat of severe storms. We could be dealing with a couple of strong ones tomorrow. I think maybe Sunday a day we're going to want to pay attention to. Tonight, Futurecast has nothing going on. Clear skies for the most part, calm winds, not a whole lot happening. Overnight lows tonight going to fall only into the upper 50s and low 60s here across the region. Pretty comfortable night. Tomorrow we're cooler behind this frontal system that's going to bring in cooler air, and then we're going to have thunderstorms develop along this boundary system tomorrow afternoon, late in the afternoon and evening, and they'll push across the area. And don't be surprised to see a few of them turn strong, maybe a marginally severe storm not out of the question. And temps tomorrow cooler than today by about 10 to 15 degrees, only in the low to mid 80s out there. Precip chances right along with those scattered showers and storms. That's really about all we have in the precip department, adding up to a few hundredths of an inch here or there. And again, not everybody is going to see moisture out of this system, but better chances than not that you should see some. 61 tonight with mainly clear skies tomorrow. Storms develop afternoon, especially into the evening hours. 84 your high tomorrow, so cooler than where we are. It's going to be a bit breezy as well. I think 15 to 25 mile an hour winds, not out of the question tomorrow. Saturday, we have temps in the upper 80s. Cooling off again Sunday, along with another system that comes through, dropping us back into the low 80s. And another good chance of some storms. Another chance of storms Wednesday before we cool off Thursday of next week into the mid 70s, as it looks like a stronger system will emerge next week, at least bringing us even cooler temps by the end of the 7-day forecast.
Okay, nobody get it! Save the sandwiches! We pray for this!
These aren't your average squirt some sauce on them and call them barbecue sandwiches. The bacon is hand sprinkled with brown sugar, and the sauce is made with Kentucky bourbon aged in charred oak barrels, and the meats are perfectly smoked.
Arby's, we have the meats.
On April 15, 1924, West Nebraska Methodist Episcopal Hospital, the region's first modern hospital, opened in downtown Scottsbluff. The goal was to provide the care residents needed close to home, and it's never changed. For 95 years, we've continued to provide exceptional health care for generations of families throughout our region as a community hospital, a regional referral center, and a Level 2 trauma center. Thank you for trusting your health care to Regional West Medical Center.
Welcome back. Authorities say foul play is not suspected in the death of a Sioux County man whose disappearance earlier this week prompted a multiple-day search north of Henry. Bruce Howell was reported missing Tuesday evening, and search efforts began after his unoccupied vehicle was found halfway down an embankment off of Henry Road near Sheep Creek, about 4 miles north of Henry. In a release issued today, Sioux County Sheriff Chad McCumbers said that Howell was found by the crew of a Nebraska State Patrol helicopter around 11 a.m. on Wednesday morning. McCumbers thanked the Nebraska State Patrol, members of the Scottsbluff, Gering, Mitchell, and Morrill fire departments, and the Goshen County Search and Rescue Team working with K-9 units for their assistance during these searches. Well, Governor Pete Ricketts has kicked off a new trade mission to Vietnam and Japan to promote Nebraska's agricultural products and present the state as a top place for international investment. The trade mission began in Hanoi, Vietnam, where the delegation was scheduled to meet with government officials and business leaders. Delegates on the mission include state agriculture and economic development officials, University of Nebraska leaders, and business and trade groups. And Nebraska's largest nonprofit child placement agency is expanding their foster parent support services to the Scottsbluff area, hoping to boost resources available to help children. KVC Nebraska will be holding an informational friends and family event tonight in Scottsbluff for those wanting to learn more about becoming foster parents. Organization President Ashley Brown says that there are many children in the Panhandle that need placement, especially among older youth. Tonight's informational meeting is at the Platte Valley Bank Community Room on the PVC campus, and it'll run from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Well, straight ahead, Chris Cottrell catches up with some Bearcat football players following their Week 1 win as they prepare for their first road game of the season.
You said yes. Together, you planned every detail. You married. And then you realized 500 square feet just isn't enough room for two. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. You decide to add another to your family. You start reading parenting books. You're amazed that such a small human could need so much space. When life happens, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
Now, sports from the First National Bank Sports Desk. First National Bank of North Platte, the bank to think of first.
The high school football season hits week 2 for area Nebraska teams this week. We'll narrow our focus for today's update on the big game tomorrow night on the road for Scottsbluff at Hastings. It was a tale of two halves last week in the Cats opener, tied with North Platte 21-21 at halftime, but near vintage Scottsbluff in half number 2. They win going away 42-21. In the win, the coach's defensive player of the game, that was Jack Darnell. He really filled up the stat sheet defensively, and he's one of the coach's selections to be a captain tomorrow night in Hastings.
I think I prepared well for practice, and the whole team. I think defensively we did really good preparing for that game. We had to make some adjustments at halftime, and that allowed me to make some more tackles, and McLean just put us in the right places to make the plays.
Last week it was a run-heavy attack from North Platte. This week for the Scottsbluff defense, it's a Hastings team that threw it all over the place. In fact, they threw it over 30 times in a stunning 30-7 road win at McCook last week.
I think we have to get to the quarterback, really put pressure on him. McCook didn't really put enough pressure on the quarterback, and if our line is giant, and I think they'll have a really big part in this game if they put some pressure on the QB, and we'll get some picks on them.
Jarrett Sinek, that's the quarterback for Hastings, and that win over McCook, it snapped a 17-game losing streak for Hastings to the Bison. Another coach's appointed captain this week will be senior running back and outside linebacker Josiah Diolis. The coaches tabbed him this week after his performance in the kick return game last weekend, where he was really running with a purpose.
They said we were down already, so I know we needed a big momentum boost. So, I had to go get the job done and get us some yards.
For Diolis personally, well, he's in the best shape he's been in for quite some time, and he credits that to just doing the right things over the spring and summer months, playing about 20 pounds lighter than he did a year ago. Lighter on his feet. Hey, that's going to come in handy this week against Hastings offense that showed a lot of promise last Friday.
They get rid of the ball really quick, so it's just making sure we contain their wide receivers, making sure they can't get out past us and get yards, so just containing the short passes.
The season-long captains for the Cats are Sebastian Harsh and Terrence Mokiak, and we'll catch up with those two throughout the year as well. Harsh and fellow senior Jacob Krull put up some monster rushing numbers last week in the win. Behind that big veteran O-line, they combined for over 300 yards rushing and 6 rushing touchdowns. We'll have radio only for the Scottsbluff at Hastings game tomorrow, and radio only for Gering at Seward as the Bulldogs have another tough out after a Week 1 home loss. Our TV game tomorrow night, well, that'll come from Alliance, where the Bulldogs entertain Shadron. Alliance hung with York for a half last week, tied 9-9 at the break. They end up losing 30-9 Shadron. They ripped Gordon Rushville. And we're going to have some TV coverage for you tonight also. Scottsbluff volleyball home to take on Alliance. Chuck's got that one starting up at around 6:45 or 6:50 or so. First serve expected right around 7 o'clock. That's the latest today from right here at the First National Bank desk. I'm Chris Cottrell. Ryan comes back to check the community calendar right after this on KNEB.TV.
Sometimes events in life are planned. Others, a happy surprise. No matter what life change you're navigating, whether you're getting married or just want a bigger yard for your pup, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today. Retirement. A new season in life where you can change how you live it. And something easier, convenient, that feels just right. When it's time, find a home that fits. First National Bank North Platte. Start your mortgage pre-approval today.
Think a utility vehicle should do more than take you places? So does Kubota. That's why our all-new Sidekick is built to do it all. Climb more. Tow more. Go more. Cross over to more today. Take your Kubota Sidekick home with no money down and 0% financing for 36 months.
Your local Kubota dealer is Sandberg Implement in Gering.
When it comes to helping local folks with the loans and financial advice they need, we don't horse around. Our only goal is to help you and your family achieve your financial goals with the right loans and savings products. So if you want to bank with people that care about you and your financial needs, stop by or give us a call. First State Bank. We're big on you. Member FDIC. Online at fsbcentral.com.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. That's a look at today's community calendar, brought to you by First State Bank, honoring those who give back. Nominate your community champion at fsbcentral.com.
Fall weather brings new clothing to compliments for you and your home. Start with women's fashion from FDJ, Piccadilly, Charlie B, and many more. We have beautiful and original ladies' fashions that appeal to women of all ages and sizes. And remember to complement your outfit with a bag from Vera Bradley. Finally, get your home ready with decor that brings joy to your life. Compliments for you and your home. 1708 Broadway, beautiful downtown Scottsbluff.
Find out what convenient really means at the Western Travel Terminal. Start with our great selection of food and drinks, from for real milkshakes and fresh brewed coffee to snacks and hot food. Next, check out our beer and spirits with their everyday low prices. Finally, let us work for you with our full-service gas station and automatic truck and car wash. All this can be found at 822 South Beltline in Scottsbluff. Western Travel Terminal, your convenient shopping, restaurant, and full-service gas leader.
At Platte Valley Bank, we know when you need a loan, time is of the essence. We are locally owned with decisions made right here at the bank. Our lenders are experienced, efficient individuals who are committed to our customers. Our flexible lending policies make it possible to fulfill loan requests, big or small, quickly. Whether you want to purchase a car, home, or even start a business, our committed associates are here to help. Stop into any location today and see what Platte Valley Bank can do for you.
And finally tonight, anglers, fish, and a diverse set of wildlife will soon enjoy a new stretch of trout stream in the Panhandle. KNB Farm Director Shabella Guzman has more.
Rainbow trout will soon find a new home in Mitchell at the dry spotted tail creek. The creek, which runs into the North Platte because of irrigation, has straightened over time. Since the cold water would make a good habitat for trout to survive in the summer, work began in July to add about 3/4 of a mile to create a section of trout stream. Mark Van Royen of Lincoln is the Nebraska Trout Unlimited chapter coordinator on the project. He explains how the Platte River Basin began the trout stream.
And their idea was that they could make a stream that would be good fish habitat and help waterfowl. And so they came to us and suggested that we work on a project together, and we did that. Nebraska Game and Parks got really involved. Then we've been doing a lot of engineering just to sort of figure out how to take this straight stream, which is deeply in the ground and therefore draining water out of the fields, and raise it up and run it through the field and both create fish habitat and re-water the meadow.
Habitats for wildlife are not as big as they once were. He adds trout are really good indicators of quality waters.
They don't put up with much pollution. They need certain temperatures and so on and so forth. But you don't just need good water for fish to live. You also need places for them that they can sort of hide out and be safe and feed and all that stuff. And the stream as it currently is not very good for that. So from the fish angle, the curviness of what we're building is really the thing that's going to make for better fish habitat.
The collaborators on the project include Nebraska Game and Parks Commission, Platte River Basin Environments, Trout Unlimited, Ducks Unlimited, and Pheasants Forever. The construction zone is closed to visitation, but the public can attend an open house on Tuesday on September 10th from 6 to 8 at the site outside of Mitchell.
Next year, workers will construct a permanent structure to divert the bulk of the flow from the old channel to the new stream section. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you here next time.